What's up, fight fans? Welcome to Mr. Mustache MMA News, and today I want to discuss UFC 284's Featherweight Interim Championship between Yair Rodriguez and Josh Emmett. But guys, before we get into it, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button to continue getting more MMA content by yours truly. All right, guys, getting right into it, we have a very interesting, exciting matchup between Yair Rodriguez, Josh Emmett for the Interim Championship. As we know, the main event, the current undisputed 45 champ Volkanovski is going to be taking on Islam Makhachev in the main event for the 55 belt. So it's a really smart way to keep the division moving. This is a very smart decision by the UFC. You have Josh Emmett, who has been clamoring for a title fight, definitely deserves some sort of big fight with huge implications, and this is the perfect opportunity for him to get that, right? For this interim belt against a guy like Yair Rodriguez, who is an extremely formidable opponent in his own right. You know, you have Yair, who is just a dynamic, explosive striker. I mean, he is able to put guys out in any way, shape, or form with his hands or feet. What he did against the Korean Zombie, the switch kick KO that he had against Andre Fili, he beat guys like Dan Hooker, Alex Caceres, he finished BJ Penn, right? A lot of the asterisk and black marks on his career was when Frankie Edgar kind of put him away for a couple of years. He got pushed way too early on in his career, about 6 years ago. He fought Frankie when Frankie was that dude. Frankie's like, hold my fucking beer, fuck your karate, I'm going to take it to the ground. And he just beat the shit out of Yair Rodriguez. I think he finished him at the end of the second round. He did not come back from the stool. And for a long time, he was on a weird hiatus with the UFC. They couldn't come to an agreement. It just seemed like Yair did not want to come back, but ever since that he's kind of been back, he had the fight with Max Holloway. He had that fight with Brian Ortega, which ended in kind of a weird controversy. But he had the performances against Jeremy Stevens. So, I mean, when he goes out there, he definitely performs, right? But he's just had a lot of inconsistency and issues within his relationship with the UFC brass. But this is a perfect matchup. Yair, who's a dynamic, fast, accurate, explosive striker against a guy like Josh Emmett, who's just a fucking freight train, right? Josh riding a 5-fight win streak, finishing Michael Johnson, Mirsad Bektic. He had some close matches with Dan Ige and Calvin Kattar, both fights where I did not think he got the victory, but nonetheless he got the victory. So a guy with 5 straight victories against guys like Calvin Kattar, Dan Ige, Shane Burgos, Mirsad Bektic, and Michael Johnson, you can't deny that. You cannot deny those types of victories. You know, a while back, he got KO'd by Jeremy Stevens about 4 or 5 years ago, where, I mean, I think his eye fell out of his socket or whatever, and it really seemed like he wasn't going to be able to fight again. But he made a miraculous recovery and has put on a very, very phenomenal win streak to earn himself a nice interim title fight. And I think him and Yair, I love the matchup. You got the bull versus the matador. I think Josh Emmett, all it's going to take for him is one strike, and Yair Rodriguez, he can finish it at any moment, any way, at any time on his feet. Like he has a plethora of options. And at any point, if Josh Emmett isn't careful and if he's not technical, he can get caught and put to sleep himself. So the implications of this fight, the fight-ending abilities on both ends is extremely exciting for me. I can't wait. I'm happy for Josh Emmett that he's getting this title fight, especially because, like, yeah, even though I didn't think he beat Calvin Kattar and Dan Ige, he went out there and fought tooth and nail in a very close fight against both guys. So he's definitely gone out there and earned it the hard way. And I like it when these hard workers, these guys who don't really sell a lot of tickets, but the UFC definitely goes with the purest way of a title fight. So I'm excited for this. I mean, Josh, he's 37 years old. So if he's going to strike, he's got to strike now. And he's got to strike while it's hot. This is pretty much his last opportunity to be able to stay on top. If he gets a nice victory here, he'll probably take on Alexander Volkanovski, or if Volk gets like a huge victory at 55 and decides that he doesn't want to go back down to 45, they might have him fight the winner of Max Holloway and Arnold Allen, you know, so something like that. The UFC is definitely preparing for the worst case scenario, like if Volk beats Islam and Volk doesn't go back down to 145, they're setting up Holloway versus Arnold Allen. I think that was just official a few days ago. So I'm sure Arnold Allen or Max Holloway is going to be fighting the winner of Josh Emmett and Yair Rodriguez if Volk doesn't come down or if there's some sort of injury. So I kind of like how the UFC is trying to keep the division moving as much as possible with this super fight looming over our heads here. But gun to my head, I think Josh Emmett right now, I think that his ability to get close and kind of negate some of the elusive striking, dynamic kicks that Yair throws, I think that if he can break that distance and not get clipped on the way in, I think it could be a very long night for a guy like Yair Rodriguez. So gun to my head, I think Josh Emmett's going to take it. May not be a knockout victory, but definitely I can see him getting on top, getting a lot of ground and pound, a lot of control time. He has to be the bull, and he's got to catch that. He can't let the matador get away. That was a fucking horrible analogy. But Josh Emmett definitely has the tools to go out there and beat a guy like Yair, but Yair definitely has the tools to go out there and beat Josh. So that's why I love this. Styles make fights, and I definitely expect an exciting fight between these two. Guys, let me know in the comment section what you guys think is going to happen between Josh Emmett, Yair Rodriguez, and the future of the featherweight division. I'd love to hear what you guys think in the comment section. Guys, that's going to be it today. Mr. Mustache MMA News out. Let's fucking go, fight fans.